Hello, folks. This is Wager Detective here. Tuning in here. Thank you for stopping by. We're going to cap this Oregon versus Indiana game. Be sure to click the like button and subscribe. And thank you for following me. Listen, no fluff, no this, that, or the other. Some of these posts you see about Wager Detective, its fieriness is always alive and well. And sometimes I let the fire that consumes me to be great at what I do. Maybe offend people. Guys, if you don't like, don't follow, don't listen in. Just block whatever I'm doing. If you do like what I'm doing and you're finding value in what I do, follow. Be sure to click the like button, subscribe, and follow Wise Guys Gambling Syndicate on Twitter as we're growing. And I'm going to try to continue to make this year better than the last one continually in everything that I do, from capping games to giving insight. This, that, the other. Let's get into this cap. We look at Oregon, 13-1. Dan Lanning, you know about this guy. Look at that, 48-7 career record as a coach. That's absolutely amazing. Look at that SRS and SOS, 18.85 SRS and an SOS of 4.68. He's absolutely fantastic, guys. Keep an eye on him. This guy is just, he's stout, man. He's that guy. If we look at Oregon, averaging 38 points a game, 9th in the nation. If we look at SOS, 16th in the nation, very, very solid. They did beat James Madison in the first round of the playoffs, and then they beat Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl, blanked Tech 23-0. And now they're going to take on Indiana as in the Peach Bowl. So it should be absolutely fantastic. We look at the offense for Oregon. What do they like to do? 28 passing yards a game. Passing attempts a game, and 37 rushing. So they're more skewed towards the rush, 9 times a game towards pass. So they're running about 37, 65 plays per game, okay? Averaging that 38 points per game, okay? We look at the quarterback, Dante Moore, 73% completion percentage, 9 interceptions. I didn't like the way he looked in the Texas Tech game. He's definitely not the same quarterback as Mendoza. He did throw 2 interceptions in that game against Indiana. They lost 30-20. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be focused on not turning the ball over, and that's going to be the key on whether Oregon can cover the spread or not. We look at who's doing what on the ground. Jordan Davison, 15 touchdowns. Noah Whittington, 6 touchdowns. They got 34 on the ground there. And then we look at receiving. Malik Benson, 6 receiving touchdowns. Gary Bryant has 29 touchdowns there. They got 63 from scrimmage there. Defensively, pretty solid group. Tackles for loss, 69, 29 sacks. They do have 15 interceptions on the year. Okay, 11 forced fumbles. Not bad. And if we look at kicking and punting, okay, 49-49 for Sappington. Atticus Sappington, 19-23 field goals. 106 points, and then Gage Fury. James Reynolds, their punter, 33 punts, 42 yards per punt, solid there. Okay, game logs. Let's take a look at who they played and what they've done. Okay, as I take a sip of this ice cold Coors Light. Okay, so you look at who they played. Oklahoma State, no. Northwestern made a bowl game. Oregon State, no. Penn State made a bowl game. Indiana, obviously. Rutgers made a bowl game, didn't they? No, Rutgers didn't make a bowl game. Okay. Wisconsin didn't make a bowl game. Iowa did. Minnesota did. USC did, right? Yeah, USC made a bowl game. Okay, Washington made a bowl game. So they played some. They finished off their season by playing 3 bowl eligible teams, and then beat James Madison, where they gave up quite a number of points. They've had shown times to give up 30 plus. Indiana, James Madison, but if you look at 2 turnovers in both those games are the reason why. When you give teams extra opportunities to score, that's the reason why teams can put points on the board against you, and that's what happened again in that Indiana game. That's why I'll put it out here. I'll say it. I want the world to know it. I don't trust this kid, Dante Moore, point blank, period. I don't trust him in a game like this. I've seen the way he played in the Tech game. I was none too impressed. And he turned the ball over there. That didn't affect him in that game. He's had a turnover, an intercept. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. Both. He's thrown 3 interceptions in the bowl games. And just because you played these guys, James Madison, you were up by so much, it didn't affect you. In a game like this, it will, because Indiana is going to bring it. Okay, Indiana's going to bring it. Point blank. Period. So, if there's one part of this team that I feel a little bit more comfortable is if we had a different quarterback. This is the one they got. This is the one they're going to need to get by. I don't trust Dante Moore. Now, I do think he'll play better here in this game because he is playing at a heightened level, and I don't think Dan Lanning will let them get into a position where, he could ruin their chance to win this game. So you're going to see a lot of running. I expect this game to be more of a slower pace. They scored 50 in the first inning. The book's putting up 48.5 here. I think that's what you need to know. This could be like one of those games we said, 23-20, 27-20, right? 24-23, right? 24-20. You don't want to play those type of games on an under note because it's like they get off to a quick start. It's going to be tough. One field flip, it could be all she wrote for that over-under. But if we look at Indiana, come on, man. Curt Cignetti, fantastic. But again, we looked at what Lanning did, 7 losses. Cignetti 44-6, 13.57 SRS. So over his career, about 5 points lower on the SRS, and then look at the SOS. He's like 4 points lower there in the competition he's seen compared to what Dan Lanning's seen at Oregon in 4 years. So Dan Lanning, in my opinion, listen, I like Cignetti, but in my opinion, so far earlier in their career, you can't say that Lanning's not the better coach. And Cignetti's fantastic. I mean, come on, man, give me a break. He's absolutely fantastic. So, but again, against lesser competition than what this guy says. So, he's only seen 2 losses in his last 27 games. 2 losses, right? That's pretty solid. But again, different level of competition. If we look at what they like to do, Indiana, look at that, 25 passing attempts a game. And then they rush the ball 41. So they're more skewed by 16 to the rush per game than pass. And then Oregon is 9 more rushes a game than pass. So both these teams are more skewed to the run than they are the pass. They want to establish the run, pick up plays, that eats clock. You get into third, and as much as we say that Oregon can't trust Dante Moore, I can trust that Oregon defense for sure. Mendoza, look at this, 36 touchdown passes, 9.68 yards an attempt, right, on the ADOT. Adjusted yards, 10.91, and look at that, 184.7 rating. All those lead the college football this year. He was the All-American and won the Heisman. Just an absolute monster year. We look what they do on the ground. Kaelon Black, 8 touchdowns. Roman Hemby, 7. Fernando Mendoza has gotten in for 6 touchdowns. Kobe Martin gotten in for 6 touchdowns. 31 on the ground. We look at receiving. Look at that. Elijah Sarrett, 13 receiving touchdowns. Leads the nation. Amore Cooper, 12. And then look, 72 touchdowns for scrimmage. So they're plus 9 in touchdowns from scrimmage, more than Oregon with 63. So defense and fumbles. Look at this team, man. Lewis Moore, 6 interceptions. Amari Farrell, 4 interceptions. That is the nightmare for what Dante Moore's going to have to look at. 17 interceptions on the year. Look at that. 118 tackles for loss, guys. It's almost 20 more than what Oregon has done. Passes deflected, 46. Fumble recoveries, 9. Fumble recurrent touchdowns, 1. Interception for a touchdown, 1. We do know Oregon has 3 return. So, dude, you're dealing with top-notch defenses for both these teams. Okay? Now, when we break that down and we look at that, the question now becomes, well, how are we going to get around this? What are we going to do? How do we, how do we break this game down? Now we look at field goal kickers. Look at this guy, Raddick. Look at Raddick. 76 to 76 extra points. Again, college football has to move back the extra point another 5-10 yards. Move it back 10 yards, man. Come on, it's too close. Force teams to do more extra points, make the game more exciting. Move the extra point back. It's just it's rudimentary. You got to do better than that. Now, if you look at field goals, 16 to 17, 124 points. So we can assume that Indiana has the better field goal kicker. Punter, 39.8, 9 points, 39.9 yards per punt. It did look like Oregon's kicker is better. I think he's, what did we say, 42, if my memory serves me correct. So 42 yards per punt. If I'm going to cap this game, guys, and I looked at the first game, and that's what Wager Detective does, finding all angles to look at as you cap a game. And if I'm looking at this game, they played already. Or Indiana won because Oregon turned the ball over twice, 2 interceptions by Dante Moore. The 2 interceptions led to 2 touchdowns. I got to believe Dan Lanning's going to have a different plan here, right? He's going to have to run probably some 12 personnel if Indiana's trying to overload the protection for Oregon and cause problems for Dante Moore. It's going to come down to, does Dante Moore not turn the ball over? Do we get a running game going for Oregon? And I believe this is going to be a sticky game, no matter how you look at it. Now, I got to believe they're going to make adjustments on both sides. I don't think Cignetti's trying to get into this game and try to blow this team out. Everything that he's done the whole year is going to get thrown out the window as far as how they attack this game and what they're trying to do. Both teams are just trying to get to the finals here. So you can expect some explosive plays here and there probably throughout the game, but I think more times than not in a game like this, you're probably going to get into a situation where you're driving the field and there's going to be a lot of bend but don't break moments. And nerves are going to probably be there. And listen, when you play a team once and then you play them again, it's a different thing the next time around. If you take away the 2 turnovers that led to 2 touchdowns, right there, you're already at 16 points for Indiana. They scored 30, right, off the 2 because of the 2 turnovers. 16 plus 14, so you start looking at that. 24-20, 24-17. It's hard to take the under here, but at 48.5, you are at a key number because at 27-21, you still go under. 24-23, you still go under. 24-22, 26-20, 26-21, 26-22. I think that's the type of game we're going to see, and I'm going to call that now. I got to, because I feel like that's my stronger player, because I don't necessarily trust Oregon. As much as I like Dan Lanning and this defense, and they're going to come out and shine, I don't think Dante Moore is going to outshine Mendoza. I think this kid's on a mission. I think that whole team is. I think that they're going to see this through to the end, and I think it's going to be a tough physical game. And I think for me, the stronger lean is with the under. So Wager Detective at 6:47 p.m., January 9th, 2025, is going to call under 48.5. Let's take a look and see if that juicy number is still there, because I want to make sure full well that I'm locked and loaded. Oh my God, it's going up. It went up to 49.5, which to me makes this total even more viable. We watched yesterday as the spread went up, and guess what? The public followed suit, and the books got cooked on that game. It was, 51.5? And now this one's going up. It's creeping up, and that's what people are going to expect, because they scored that amount of points last time. I don't think you're going to see that number this game. Wager Detective calling under 49.5 in this college football game. And as far as the side. And so the under is my stronger play. Under 49.5 at minus 108. Stronger play for Wager Detective. If I was to lean aside on the 3.5, Indiana's going to win the game. I don't see it any other way. Team has shown it time and time again throughout the course of the year. And as good as Oregon is, I do believe Mendoza is the better quarterback. I believe he'll play better, and I believe he'll make more better plays than Dante Moore when it matters most. If I had to lean aside, I'm calling Indiana minus the 3.5. I'm calling Indiana minus the 3.5. Under 49.5 is my stronger play. So there it is. 6:49 p.m. January 9th. Wager Detective, stronger lean on this game. Under 49.5. And leaning Indiana minus the 3.5 to win by 6. I'm going to say 26-21. 26-20. They'll get it done. So there's the play. Thank you for tuning in. Click the like button, subscribe. Be sure to follow Wager Detective. I love you guys out there, and I'll talk to you soon.